Hi, we're back again. Another video dealing with the coronavirus quarantine with difficult people. What am I going to talk to you about tonight? I'm going to talk to you about observe to learn. I always tell people in my classes and in what I write, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. How is it power? Because it gives you clarity. It gives you the ability to know what's happening, to know what you're dealing with, to learn about dynamics, to get yourself prepared, to not be caught off guard. So what am I talking about now? In the normal routine of life, we do the same thing every day. We have our routine, we get up, we go to work. Everybody in the family does the same thing. One person goes in here and watches TV, the other one goes in the bedroom, shuts the door. One person goes to the kitchen and cooks, then somebody goes to bed at the same time. So you watch TV, you look at your phone, you check your emails, you go to bed, you get up to do the same thing. We miss out on a lot of information. We miss out on information because we habituate. We get used to what's around us, we get used to the same routine, and we don't pay attention. So we have an opportunity right now to observe, to learn, because things are disrupted. Things are different. People are different. The environment is different. Different by people being different and the environment being different, I mean in their routines. And there's shifts going on. So you have the opportunity to not do your normal, one foot in front of the other kind of thing, and instead sit back and observe. I get all kinds of emails from people who write me really crazy relationship dynamics, and they'll be like, what do I do? And I'm like, let me ask you a question. If you saw that interaction that just happened where your kid got up on a desk and screamed at you, or the kid walked into a room and threw some of your stuff in the trash can right in front of you, said, like, this is ugly, I'm taking this away, and threw it in the trash can. If you saw that in a movie, if you were sitting in the theater and you were just sitting back watching that, what would you think? Like, we get so just blinded and kind of muddled up and muddied. The view gets muddied when we're in the midst of this relationship, because we have so many feelings and we have so many emotions and part of the guilt and the fear and the regrets and the personality and but I'm the mom or I'm the dad, and I'm worried and all this kind of stuff. But just like step back and go, wow, if I were in this household, if I saw this household on a movie, one of my very favorite things, call me crazy, I love watching sitcoms or movies about dysfunctional families. The more dysfunctional, the more fun I have. I just am intrigued at the stories of dysfunctional families. And I've heard crazy things. I've lived in dysfunctional families, so I know what it feels like. But so you sit back and you look at this and you say, wow, if everybody in this family, including myself, were doing exactly what we're doing right now, and we're in a movie, some of you would say, oh, it'd be so boring, people would fall asleep or people would walk out. I don't know, just pretend the characters are interesting. And each person is doing what that person does. Watch and see. Who's the antagonist? Who's the one that provokes things in other people and picks and tries to get a reaction, tries to get people to be upset or get people to get agitated? Because there's always somebody who's an antagonist, right? And there's somebody who's the reactor, just reacts like on cue, push and boom, or put the hook out, and I'm going to dangle it and this person's going to bite. It's kind of predictable. And then there's somebody who's running around trying to fix things and make everything better, and no, you're not really upset, and trying to help these people solve the argument and help this person to be happier, taking care of everybody, fixing everybody, making everybody okay, making sure nobody suffers, nobody's upset. Who's that person in your family? Who's the person that just shuts everybody down and goes off into the room and just stays by himself or herself and just disengages? And then what about the person who's the bad guy, the one who kind of acts out and everybody goes, well, if you weren't like the way you are, we would have a peaceful family. It's your fault. You're the sick one. You're the crazy one. You're the addict. You're this, you're that. And everybody gets to blame on this one person, the problem. So who's doing that in the family? Watch it like it was a movie. What would you write in the script about the characters? What would you say about each person in your family? You'd say, he is the, my father is the, or my mother is the, and be honest. Try to disengage like you're a third-party observer and that you're not part of it, and just try to see it for what it is, the truth, not your excuses, your rationalizations, not even about yourself, okay? Just honestly, what's going on, all right? How unhealthy is your family, or how maybe normally healthy or unhealthy is your family? I mean, there's very few families that are perfectly healthy. It's a continuum, healthy to extremely dysfunctional, but just what's going on. Also, you know, what are some of the words that you would use to describe each character? What are the adjectives that you would use? What feelings do you think each person is feeling? If you could guess at the motives behind each person's behavior, what would it be? What would, you know, maybe you'll get some insight into, oh, you know, I remember one time when one of my daughters brought a boyfriend into a family dinner, and he was pretty astute, because afterwards he said to her, oh, okay, it's like your father's like cracking jokes to kind of keep everybody entertained, but your mom is sitting there watching to make sure that everybody's okay. And she's the one that's kind of gauging the temperature. And it's like, whoa, he was right, exactly, right? So I'm always impressed when somebody can figure out that kind of stuff. So exactly, why is each person doing what they're doing? What actions are like triggering emotions in people? And also think about yourself. What are some options of how you could react differently, right? So if you didn't do what you're doing, because now you're going to get insight not just about everyone else, you're going to get insight about you. Why are you reacting the way that you do? What is your motive? Are you fixing? Are you trying to resolve problems between two people? Are you fixing the problems that another person makes? Do you try to fix people's feelings? Is it hard for you to have somebody uncomfortable or unhappy or upset with you? So do you have to go run over there and try to fix everything? Or what is it? Okay, do you feel responsible? Do you notice yourself feeling angry? And this is a time to kind of like pay attention to your own feelings, your own thoughts, your own heart, your own needs, your own triggers, your own worries. I mean, you're not going to learn everything about yourself, but you know, you should be learning a lot about yourself and a lot about the other people. So also you could know, like, you know, what do you need to work on? Do you need to work on detachment? Do you need to work on just focusing on changing yourself? Do you need to work on dealing with your fears so you can let go, or speaking the truth in love? Or do you need to work on taking care of yourself, or setting boundaries, or letting go of things and working on acceptance? You know, what is it that you need to learn? And back to getting the dynamic, or understanding the dynamics of what you're dealing with. I always tell people, it's like, you don't want to spend your whole life, let's say you're living with a narcissist or you're living with an addict, you don't want to just make it your entire obsession and focus to understand the narcissist or the addict or the passive aggressive person or the rager or whatever it is, manipulator. You want to learn enough to recognize the truth about what you're dealing with, and then get some specific tools that will help you to deal with that person and to know what to expect, so that you are not always caught off guard. Because if you're dealing with somebody who is a certain way, you get to expect that person to be that way. And then you could be prepared and not shocked every time it happens. And that just gives you so much more power in your own life. So observe to learn. Take this time where your life is disrupted and the lives of those around you are disruptive, to get off that just normal treadmill busyness, one foot in front of the other life, and observe to learn about the people in your family, the people that are close to you, and most importantly, yourself. Learn about yourself. Okay? All right, I'll see you again.